What's up, fellow lords of gaming, and welcome back to the channel. We're jumping in today with some more solo leveling Rise content. We're going to be looking at the Alicia Blanche Cold-Blooded Ice Witch update. So let's jump right in and take a look at some of the update details. Well, first off, I want to take a look at the weapon hunter and weapon balance adjustments that they've recently made to the game, because I think these are important so you understand some of the people that's in your team and how they've been affected. So here we can look at some of the hunter balance adjustments that they basically promise. I'm happy to see this. So in advancement tier 2 for Min Byung, the user's HP increases by 8% now instead of 4%. We can see Bayek has received a huge amount of upgrades to his kit. Mostly like 10% upgrades to his defense ratings. You can see the damage of the user's defense has been upgraded. So this should make him hit a little bit more powerful than what he was hitting before, which is a good thing overall for him and his needs. So the interesting one was down here at his advancement tier 4. Instead of just the user's critical hit rate by 8%, it is now going up to 16%. I think that's a really nice jump for him. Now, the only problem with these advancements, though, is that you do have to get more of his, I guess, his character bios or whatever. Seo Ji-woo, she's receiving a bonus on her advancement tier 3. The user recovers 40 MP upon applying. Other than that, there's not really a whole lot that's changing here. The Water Dragon Rush definitely needed some increased skill range because she often triggers her ability and it just lands short of the target. Same for Lightning Kick, but not a huge increase there. Emma is receiving a buff to her tier 0, so that's basically affecting everyone. When the user uses a basic attacks and get the heat absorption effect is applied once, now it's going to be applied twice. The heat absorption effect is basically her ability to recover like some of her HP MP, I think it is on there. I have to go back specifically and look inside there. She'll get like this little shield around her, and if you get her advancement up enough, she'll pass the shield to your other players, so it's important the way that plays. Woo Jin Chul has received a massive change here. So you can see some of the effects. So if you've been playing as Woo Jin Chul, which more than likely most people will because we all got him for free in the, what was that, the 14-day check-in event that they basically had. His advancement to tiers has been upgraded as well. I haven't received any bonuses for his advancement. He's only recently become, in terms of like need for me, I've been having a lot of windbreak stages where he might have some viability there, but as of now, not really. Silver Main Baek Yoon-hoo has been updated as well. This is good, especially for him, since he's now been placed inside of the custom draw shop. So you can basically get him. That is hopeful to me that he's inside the custom draw shop as well, because that means more than likely at some point the other characters like Alicia and Cha should end up inside that custom draw. It's I guess you have to consider when that will happen. SSR Lee Bora, I haven't really used her yet. She's a dark based type character. Number of benefits there and added to her to increase her damage and her attack and the way she functions. Same for Lim Tae-gu. He's also receiving some advancement bonuses as well. I haven't played with him. I don't even think I've unlocked him as yet. He's one of the characters that have eluded me. Him and Baek. Cha Hae-in, I was surprised to see this, that she's receiving bonuses to her attack kit. Makes me happy because I invested so much into getting her, because when I was reading the manhwa, she was one of my favorite characters. Other than Seo. I mean, if you read the manhwa, you understand why. I don't want to spoil any of the story for you guys, but this is nice. So 200%, she's basically getting 10% increases to her swift sword attack. Sword Dance is receiving a nice healthy increment here for the increase. The Dancer, the Sword of Light, even her Rampant of Light is getting a nice bonus from 1126 to 1170. That's a lot. Light Strike, she's receiving 630% to 658, so almost 30% of her attack is basically going there. You notice that it's important to pay attention to this because those stat numbers are of her attack. So she bases her skill off the attack, even though when you pull up her UI and you look at the recommended stats, hers say crit hit rate, crit hit damage, and then attack is in the last. I really feel like her should be attack, crit hit rate, crit hit damage, but whatever. Because it's based off her attack percentage. So you want to get her attack as high as possible. Choi Jong-in, this dude could have really used an upgrade, and I'm glad that they upgraded him because I've unlocked him, and to be perfectly 100% honest with you, I don't like playing with him. I think that his kit needs more than just an upgrade in terms of percentages and damage wise, because there has to be, at least this helps out the risk reward of having a character that plays like he does, inside here. But I don't enjoy his play style. It's a lot of, JoJo pose, in my opinion. That's what it is. Wang Dong-soo, who I also have, but I have not done any real play with him. He's the other wind element type character in the game. He's receiving a healthy bonus as well. Park Byung-shik, I was surprised that they even took the effort to basically go in here and upgrade some of the SR characters. This is really good to me because, for especially free-to-play players, this is a way that you could essentially skip some of the limited rate characters, because you could go in here and use some of these characters to basically do things to play areas inside here. So for instance, water-based characters on Cerberus stage, Nam is a really good one for there, and you could conceivably level her up a lot easier than you could probably level up the Ice Witch. We even got a upgrade to the Vulcan's Rage. I haven't used it. I probably should be using it, but I've been basically using other things to power through. So those are all the upgrades to the Hunter weapon system on a whole. So I think those are really good updates overall. I don't, mind them necessarily. I think, we're there. Now, let's take a look at some of the items that we basically do have in the shop that we basically can see here on the screen, starting out with the Ice Switch. I think this is going to be important because everybody's going to basically be drawing for her. I have one draw that I have available to me currently. Let's take a look at Alicia Blanche. So we can look at her skills inside here for Alicia Blanche, and basically she's going to be really good because she's going to help you clear Cerberus. That's primarily what you're going to be using her for. I mean, otherwise, if you're not having a problem clearing Cerberus, you just really need to clear Cerberus faster, then excuse me, let me restate that. If you need to clear Cerberus faster, then you're going to need her more than likely, because in terms of your hunters, if you were to look at your hunters right now, you basically have Seo, who's been carrying the full load of that battle. Then you have Anna, who's also available for you to help clear that battle as well. And then you have Nam Chae-young, who's really good at breaking. Painblade did a video on Nam in terms of break characters and showing her potential there. And if you can get her leveled up and you have her enough advancements, then she's probably going to be a very suitable, replacement to you not having to level up or get Alicia Blanche inside there. Now, I haven't played with Hong Sung-yi as of yet to see how she is, but as another water clear character. But you can see here, you have enough water clear characters in the stage that you could forego Alicia. Now, obviously, she's going to end up probably being something like Cha, where it's just going to make everything infinitely easier because of the power of the character. So if you can get her, then sure, go ahead and get her. I'm not trying to say that. So here we can see she's gonna be able to freeze targets in place. So if you've played with the Thetis Grimoire that Sun Jin-woo has, then you'll understand probably the benefits of having her on your team, is because she's gonna be able to freeze targets in place. When you play against Cerberus, because he's a hunter stage, you don't get that element from the freeze book, which would make that battle infinitely easier. She's now going to have that ability to freeze targets in place, and also creates a shield equal to 6% of the user's attacks. That's going to be basically protecting. So like, there's a lot inside of her kit that's going to probably make that battle a lot easier. I mean, the freeze duration inside there, like I said, if you've played with the Thetis Grimoire and you've unlocked it, then you understand how beneficial that is. So the next thing that most people are going to be looking at is how many stars to get, Alicia 2, meaning how many times should you basically be pulling for this character. So let's take a look at some of her passives here. So at stage 1, the shield is active. It increases user crit hit and crit damage by 20%. So this is going to be largely dependent upon her kit and what she's proccing off of. So if you go back to skills, for instance, you see here 190% of the user's attack. it's all of the user's attacks. So she's an attack-based type character inside of in the game overall. So this is a nice buff, but not one you need. But you can see here when we get past that, when Eternal Frost, Winter Storm, or Ice Needle is used, applies one additional frost effect on there, so that's good. And then here you can see it increases damage dealt to frozen targets by 30%. So if you had like the Thetis Grimoire, for instance, you'll notice the benefit and bonus to the Thetis Grimoire when that target is frozen, how much damage you do after that character is frozen. And the user's water damage increases by 16%, and it increases bitter cold spear damage dealt by 50%. When bitter cold spear hits, it applies the freeze effect to the target. So optimally, you're probably looking at getting to A3, advancement level 3, just for Alicia, if you're probably like free to play, or you know, you have enough saved up basically to run those at the minimum. If you're, you know, if let's be honest, if you're a whale, you don't really give a fuck. You're trying to go for 5. So that's what you're basically looking at here. I think Alicia's kit looks really good, to be perfectly honest with you. I think the hair effect inside of here is really cool. I think the little design changes that they've put into the character with, you know, like the little ice clasp and things like that, the little Sailor Moon wand, and you know, the anklets and bracelets. It's very fitting. You know, like I like the character. I'm a little fearful of using this character inside of the arachnid stage. Yeah, I just call that the upskirt stage because that's what it really represents to me. So that's Alicia overall. So you can see here inside the custom lineup as well, we have a new weapon, and you can see Bayek, his wolf form is basically available here. So Bayek is now Silvermane Bayek Yunhu is available there, and then they have the new blade, the new gun, Scotty, is available for you. So Scotty is going to be another one of those things that'll help you out overall. It won't help you out in Cerberus, unfortunately, so it's not something I'm necessarily looking at hunting down on. Water weapon is needed, but I don't know that water weapon is needed for what I'm playing content on. So you see, he fires a bunch of ice bullets basically in all directions for his first one, and then he basically shoots one big shot for the core attack, and then he basically does a nice spinning attack overall. Nothing wrong with this weapon at all. So you can see here, when Winter Hunting is used, it activates Last Hunt and applies a Scotty Blessing. It applies the Scotty's Curse effect to the target and deals damage equal to 100% user's attack to targets with the Scotty's Curse, and inflicts the freeze effect on here. Increases the user attack by 3% and increases the user defense. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, until I see later stages, I don't know that there is a lot of room for me to necessarily care about those stages, because I'm in chapter 10 of the progress, right? So I've played through all the way the main story to about chapter 16, 17, I think I'm on. Yeah, 17. And so we're getting ready to go into this new Almighty Shaman Kargalin stage, and so we're gonna probably see some benefits there because of the storyline when we get here. I don't know how much effect this is gonna have when we get to some of the other freeze type storylines, so we'll have to see. There's probably a limited time availability there for you to basically jump in, so just pay attention to that overall. So Scotty's available to you. That's basically one of the things that you're basically looking at. So Scotty's there, SSR, you know, Water Hunter type effect. Alicia Blanche is now available to you. Sun has a new costume that is also available to him. In order to access that costume, you basically need to make a purchase into the new Hunter Pass. So let's take a look at that real quick. I like the little effect there. So the new Hunter Pass basically has the Sun Jinwoo stage available there for you, and then it has a SR summon ticket available to you as well. Don't forget that if you activate the Hunter Pass, you can get 50, 54, 50, what is it? I'm bad at math. I think it's like, I don't know, something like 60, close to 60 SR summons. So that's 6 pulls for Alicia Blanche if you're really looking at it that way. You know, I've found that from the past 20 something days that we've been playing, these boxes are pretty much worthless in my opinion. Even with the pass that I have for the Hunter Member Association, I still find them to be worthless. Most of the time I just get encore keys or just the fusion things as well. It's like never do I get the items that I really want. Other than that, they've added a gem system inside the game, so you can basically unlock gems, and I'll show you some what it basically looks like. So you can see these gem paths right here, right? And so the gem pass is going to basically ask you to equip a gem. And so you can see here, like I have a speed gem that's increasing mine at 0.0%. I've got a mana consumption reduction gem that's going to help out there as well. So basically, I'm going to basically have, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 paths for my purple base gems, because it doesn't seem like you can put any of the other gems in any of the slots. And when I looked at it, it's just about the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's 8 total slots basically going across that you can basically equip a gem slot into. And this is going to affect how you basically level up your character, because obviously if I say I want to increase the speed total and these are the gems that's here, then that's what it's going to be. Now, how do I receive? So you can see here, this is the gem info, and it's going to have all your stats and details inside of here. Now, how do you receive gems? They put them inside the new game mode. So coming over to the new game mode, we have now the battlefield of chaos. So you can see we have Barren of Wilderness, and you have the Tyrian Ruins. So let's take a look at Tyrian Ruins first off. So inside the Tyrian Ruins, you notice immediately that we have some of the purple element, dark element speed runes, and you can see that these are the mana consumption reduction gem, additional mana power gem, and then the speed gem that's available here. And if you look, so you look at the source, the only source that shows available for these is the Battlefield of Chaos. So you're effectively looking at playing the Battlefield of Chaos to unlock these gems. Questionable to me why we started at 178. Like, I don't understand why we are at 178 as a starting point. Win within 120 seconds, win with 50% or more HP, and get support from 2 or more fire element hunters. That's what you're basically having to do for this stage. Yeah, the load times haven't been fixed inside the game. So inside that stage, that's where you're basically going. You can see that the elements change in terms of the gem's power as you go. So you can see this is pretty much like a chipped gem. And then over here, we get like a flat out gem that's basically happening. And the speed percentage is higher than what it was previously down here, because you can see this is like 0.03. And now the normal gem has increased by double, so it's 0.06. And then as you go up, you'll notice that the gems will basically increase until we get to stage 7, where we're at 364,000 power, when you'll finally be able to unlock some of these, what I would call, like, maybe now you're probably in like flawless gems. And you can see here that this one's increased by 0.12 now for you to basically get. And that is your final stage. You have those 3 different level tiers of gems. So my question is going to be, really, because they make us pay gold for switching out weapons and equipment, which I hate. I really wish that they would remove this and they would listen to the players. Maybe we all need to just go complain enough about it, but I don't see the purpose of me having to pay gold to unequip items that I've leveled up to switch out to other items. It takes away from the build play of a game, because I've got to pay gold, and gold is already scarce enough to come by. Don't pay attention to my 7,812,000. I'm talking about it from a free-to-play perspective. It's easier to earn gold if you're paying into their system, which involves you buying the Hunter's Pass and all of these other passes, you know, the 3 battle passes that they essentially have in the game. But you can see, basically, this gives you an idea of what you're getting from these. MP consumption reduction, additional MP, and speed is available from there to those for you. By likelihood, if you look at the Barren of Wilderness, you can see that these chips are going to have defense penetration, critical hit damage, and then precision as available to you as well. And those numbers will go up by 0.03, 6, and 0.12 as well. So you can call it like chipped, normal, and then flawless, or whatever you want to. And, you know, more than likely with the model, they have the ability to come back in here and add additional gems. And then these will unlock in 1 day and 13 hours is when they'll be available. Why they not are available at the start, I really don't know. It's hard to understand that. I'll bring you guys some individual video play of these different stages as well. I have to get out of my head of like not creating videos simply because other people create videos. So I apologize to you guys about that. So the gym system is available inside there. Nothing bad about that at all. You know, it's good. I'm not complaining about it. Next up, what we have inside the game is the new Hunter Archive. Thank God, because I completed my Hunter Archive, and I'm pretty sure most of you guys have as well. So you now have the Hunter Archive for Alicia available in the system. So don't forget about that. Alicia's now been added to the archives, because I'm pretty sure the rest of us have completed out those. I don't know why it's asking me for fusion, because Lord knows I don't have, oh, I do have a fusion. So watch this fusion side, so you guys can see the fusion, right? Wasted items that I got. Yeah. All right, vertical arts, cool. You unlocked a new stage for vertical arts, cool. Got the fire one. I don't really use vertical arts, so it's not a big deal to me. Okay, so what else did they add in the game? The last new thing that they added was the bond system. So the bond system's a little bit weird to me, because they classify as a bond and then they show you these characters, right? But it's not really a bond system based on like bond elements of a character, because if it was, then you would give me rewards for each of the bonds to the characters, where, you know, like Wu Jinchul's bond with King Taishek, that'd essentially be the bond inside of here, and that would be one classification. I'd have rewards for that, and likelihood as the relationships in the game develop and you show more, I get bonds. But that's not what it is. It's more akin to like Black Clover and many other Netmarble games, for instance, where really it's a bond to the character. So let me show you what I mean by that. So you have a level and an advancement tier for each of the characters. Basically, your level is getting your character all the way to level 80. See that? You unlock a gym with a SSR type character. So the SSR characters are different from the SR characters in terms of reward. So the level here, you can see 10,000 gold, and then you'll get 150 essence gems, and then another 100,000 gold at 40, and then you'll get a custom draw ticket. You'll be able to unlock a normal tier 2 gem. Okay, that's what they're calling. And then finally a flawless gem at tier 3 when you reach that character all the way to level 80. He also has an advancement tier as well, where you get 20,000 gold, you'll get the Hunter's Elixirs, and then you'll get these epic skill rune chests as well, which these seem to guarantee more that you're going to get a rune from them. And then you'll also get some blessing essence as you get up in the additional tiers. So this is like basically getting tier 6, right? So you're getting the rewards here. Now they're going to be different for your SR. So he's an SSR character. Those are what they're there. He is an SR character, and you can see it's 10,000 gold, and then he gets 200. Damn, I'm terrible at math, man. 300 essence gems inside of here. He gets a chipped gem fragment, and then you get 3 custom draw tickets. So, you know, 2 one way, half a dozen another, depending on how you look at it, because I put more weighted value in those 300 essence gems at this point than I do the others. But then we look at the advancements, and he's also getting Hunter's Elixirs, and then he's getting you know, the additional ranks. He's getting the rune fragments that you can merge together. So pay attention to that, right? So blessing essence for SSR, rune fragments for an SR type character. Conceivably, you're going to be getting more of the rune fragments, because it's easier to get dupes of, you know, SR characters than it is SSR characters. Deja vu. All right, so essentially what I'm looking for now is, you can see that those are the bonds that you got. So I've collected all of these already, right? But you can see he has multiple bonds. So like, even if you go over here to living weapons and so forth like that. But the problem is, I'm not receiving any more of those bonds from him. It's just the bonds to those characters. That's it. So when you go down, and you'll notice it as you unlock or look at certain characters. So for instance, here, I've already collected Wang Dongsu's his levels and advancements. So here, I don't have levels and advancements to collect from him, because they've already been collected. But I can collect the levels and essences for his brother, like Wang Dong Suk, you know, all the Hunter Elixirs and things like that. Yeah, I can collect those now from him. But if I was to look at any other bond now that he was in, where he still has the ability to be collected on, there are none that exist for him basically for those. So here I haven't collected any for these two characters, so I can collect theirs. I haven't leveled these what is her name? I can't remember her name. I haven't collected her either, so I haven't really done much with her because it's just the game doesn't give you enough gold for you to just, you know, readily be inside the game just like, hey, I'm gonna smash it together. I did level him up because he was needed for a lot of the gameplay in the early stages, as I was unlocking hunters, and I have been lucky to get a whole lot of rolls from him as well. So I think this is a good system overall, just because it's giving you some new things, but I don't think it's necessarily a bond system in the way that they're essentially talking about it. So you see there, I've got a gem from him, and it's a green gem. Okay, that's interesting. And it's a defense gem. I don't know that I'm necessarily using any defense gems or anything first, especially for Sung inside it. So that's essentially what you've got there. Now, outside of that, they do have a number of events going along with the release of the Cold-Blooded Ice Queen, and one of those is the capsule draw event. So you're going to be asked to complete these missions, so clear gates, clear instant dungeons, clear encore dungeons, and then draw up the draw from the rate up draw to give you 10 times of these, right? Now, the importance of doing this is essentially just that. You're looking to do the same thing that you did with Cha, where it's going to award you draw tickets for every 20 draws that you have, 30 draws, 50 draws, 80 draws. So that's basically you get it, right? And then the final reward basically being Alicia's hunter weapon, which is the Witch of the Snowstorm. You can see here, it increases user core attack damage by 10% when the ice body armor effect activates, and increase the water damage dealt as well. So you can look at additional details to her weapons inside of here as well for this, for the character as well if you need to. So that's essentially what you're looking at. Now, these right here will allow you to craft additional copies of the Alicia. So you can see here that we have the Cold-Blooded Ice Queen tournament. I don't know why they call these tournaments, because it's really not tournaments. Like, if you look at the rank rewards for these, they're not really rank rewards. I hate to say that, but these are not rewards. Even the overall reward ranks, I don't know what they call these. I think I placed in like number 4 for Cha, and I don't even know what they did with the rewards, because it basically went. I don't know how I collected them or anything else like that, right? But essentially, for leveling up Alicia, so you can see here the missions are going to be obtain Alicia, level up, advance, upgrade, you know, level up SSR rank hunters and things like that. So you have incentive to level up these characters and you'll gain points. And as you gain points, so even if you don't have Alicia, you can still participate, right? So as you can notice here, you'll be able to get some of the items, the same ones that you were able to get from the Cha event. And, you know, perhaps the most important items being the hunter exclusive weapon design, and then her weapon at the very end. So you get a duplicate copy of that, so that way you can have it. You can see here, this is the max level for it. It increases the core attack damage by 40% when the ice, and the water damage by 20%. So nice pairing basically for her to be there. So a lot basically there to basically do. And then we have the gate exploration tournament that's up as well right now. And you'll notice inside this gate exploration tournament, you can get some of the capsule draw event tickets. So you want to make sure that you're exploring the gates and locking in on that one, because you have 3, 6, and 9 draw tickets, capsule draw events available to you for you to do these things. So make sure that you're doing those overall. Now, other than the bonds, we have nothing else really that's going on in the game, except for the custom draw lineup. I think that they keep adding in events for the shops, and I want to talk about the shops, but this video is getting a little long, so I'll probably do that as a separate video, so that way you guys can see what's going on there. The one thing I will mention before I go with this video is that I was fairly shocked at the fact that when you go inside the shop, I was expecting that there was going to be a reset on some of the bundles, like the step up events, but they haven't. They did add Alicia's costume pack into the game, so you can see here you can get Alicia's secondary costume, the Snowflakes Resolve, available to you. I'll go over that in a separate video, with 10 draw tickets, 2 of the Hunter design weapons, a border, and Alicia's emblem as well for $21.99. So that one's available in there for you. But unfortunately, like some of the step ups, they haven't been reset. I was highly shocked by this. Like, if you look at that, there is no reset for the step ups. The same, I expected at least the rate up step up to be reset. And maybe, like, why, I don't get why they didn't do this. This doesn't really make sense to me, but they didn't do this, where it was like, hey, so I had the ability to get 20, 60, 120, 140, and then, you know, whatever, 160 rate up draw tickets total by basically purchasing the rate up. Netmarble, you guys might want to look at this, because this is something that you probably want to renew for each of the limited draw type characters. Just a thought. Like, did that get overlooked somehow? I'm not sure, but yeah. Because essentially the only way that you basically have to continue drawing for Alicia is to do that, which just baffles my mind in total, right? So we'll talk more about some of this in separate videos, because I think it's important to take a look at the shop and see some of the elements that have changed. One additional item that they've basically done that I'm not necessarily pleased with at all was this hot time event item that they added in here. And so you can see this one's available for the next 2 hours, where they're going to give you a skill room premium chest. Not my favorite to be purchasing, especially for $4.99. No thank you. With 1 low tier monocrystals, no thank you guys. And 50,000 gold. Yeah, I hate to say it, but I'm not a huge fan of that. Like, I really wish that was put away. But those are most of the events that are going on in the game, and that's the updates for the May 29th update and our first update for the game on a whole. Like I said, the events are really cool. Some of the additions that they've basically made, I'm really, excited about the updates that they've made to the characters in terms of the improvements, and recognizing some of these characters needed improvements. So I'm excited to see that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Do me a favor, guys, hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps the channel to grow, and it really helps me bring you additional content on a more frequent basis. Until next time, guys, peace.